In a dramatic escalation of the conflict, Moscow was targeted by Ukrainian drones overnight. The city, which has largely been shielded from the direct impacts of the war, was suddenly thrust into the heart of the conflict. This attack marks the most significant strike on the Russian capital since the war began. The explosions rocked several districts, leaving residents in shock and fear. The drones struck several locations in and around the city, causing widespread damage and disruption. Buildings were left in ruins and emergency services were stretched thin as they responded to multiple sites. This attack has sent shockwaves through Russia, signaling a new phase in the war. Citizens are grappling with the reality of the conflict reaching their doorstep, while analysts are debating the potential ramifications. Ukrainian officials have not officially confirmed their involvement. The government remains tight-lipped, neither confirming nor denying the operation. However, sources within the Ukrainian government suggest that this was a carefully planned operation. These sources indicate that the attack was months in the making, involving meticulous planning and coordination. The drones used in the attack are believed to be of Ukrainian origin, possibly even modified commercial drones. These modifications have turned everyday technology into potent weapons of war. This incident demonstrates the growing sophistication of Ukraine's drone capabilities. The use of advanced technology in these drones highlights a significant leap in their military strategy and execution. The drone strikes caused significant disruption across Moscow, leaving the city in a state of shock and disarray. Several government buildings and residential areas were damaged, with windows shattered and walls scarred by the blasts. Thankfully, there were no reported casualties, a small relief amidst the chaos. However, the attacks caused widespread panic and fear among Moscow residents, with many unsure of what might happen next. Many woke to the sound of explosions and the sight of smoke billowing over the city, a scene reminiscent of wartime. The attack also caused major disruptions to air travel, grounding planes and stranding passengers. Flights in and out of Moscow's airports were temporarily suspended, leading to long lines and frustrated travelers. This caused chaos for travelers and highlighted the vulnerability of Russia's transportation infrastructure, raising concerns about future security. The economic impact of these disruptions is still being assessed, but it is expected to be significant, affecting businesses and the overall economy of the city. This drone attack represents a major escalation in the conflict between Ukraine and Russia. It demonstrates Ukraine's increasing ability to strike deep within Russian territory. This attack is likely to provoke a strong response from Russia. It could lead to an intensification of Russian military operations in Ukraine. The attack also raises concerns about the potential for the conflict to spill over into neighboring countries. There are fears that Russia may retaliate against countries that are seen to be supporting Ukraine's war effort. This incident has brought the world one step closer to a wider conflict. Section 4. International Reactions. The international community has condemned the drone attacks on Moscow. Many countries have called for de-escalation and a peaceful resolution to the conflict. However, there are concerns that this incident could lead to a further hardening of positions. Some countries have expressed support for Ukraine's right to defend itself. They argue that Russia's invasion has forced Ukraine to take drastic measures. This incident has highlighted the deep divisions within the international community over the war in Ukraine. Section 5. Geopolitical Implications. The drone strikes on Moscow have significant geopolitical implications. They have exposed the limitations of Russia's air defenses. This could embolden other countries who are in conflict with Russia. It could also lead to increased military spending and a renewed focus on drone technology. The attack has also further damaged relations between Russia and the West. It has reinforced the view that Russia is a threat to international security. This incident is likely to have long-term consequences for the global balance of power. Section 6. The Uncertain Future. The drone attacks on Moscow have ushered in a new and dangerous phase in the war, marking a significant escalation in the conflict. The situation remains highly volatile and unpredictable, with tensions running high on all sides. The risk of further escalation is very real, and the consequences could be catastrophic. The international community must work together to find a peaceful solution to this conflict before it spirals out of control, potentially leading to a wider regional or even global crisis. The human cost of this war continues to mount, with countless lives lost and many more forever changed. Millions of people have been displaced from their homes, forced to seek refuge in unfamiliar and often hostile environments. The world must not forget the suffering of the Ukrainian people, who endure unimaginable hardships every day. We must continue to provide them with the humanitarian aid they desperately need, ensuring that they have access to food, shelter, and medical care.